Well, hi. My name's Rick Geggie, and I am a retired school principal, 82 years old. Surprised I'm still alive. And I was talking to my friends Meg and Nick about their kids, Ava and Leo, and just what a pain it is having their kids' Zooming education going on and how hard it is on the kids. And I know Zooming is really hard on me. I've pretty hunkered down for about 6 months, and nobody's been in the house but my wife and I, and it's tough. And I have some thoughts that I hope you find useful to make it easier for you. I'm dedicated to making stuff easier. I had a hard life as a kid, and it got so that I was always having to figure out what can be easier because everything was hard. And so I have some observations about Zoom education, and that is that it's very hard on kids because video is such uses all of our senses, and kids aren't getting enough of a break, and they're not moving around enough when they're in the house for 3 straight days because of the smoke and because of the COVID stuff. And so at the end of a few hours of Zoom education that they're getting through their school, the kids are just wiped out. They're just like, and I am too when I have Zooms. So it's occurring to me that, I remember being a teacher and a principal and noticing that when the kids would be concentrating and the teachers who weren't so good were insisting that the kids stay in their desks. And the really great teachers were letting the kids move around whenever they felt like it because they recognized that kids have to move and they learn better when they're moving. And so it's like the kids would get a break when another kid would act up, and there'd be a little drama going on with the teacher trying to control the kid who's acting out. And it was entertaining, and they got a little break. So the first thing for parents and for teachers and for kids is to try to make it play. Try to make it so that there's just more happening than just what they're supposed to focus on. Kids have a wonderful way of being able to focus on a whole lot of things at the same time. And I frankly think it's a bit of a myth that kids only learn by focusing in on something. They'll focus in on something they're really interested in. And pretty well, if I say, I think you should be interested in this, the kid will say, nah, I don't want to be interested in that. I'm interested in this. So ask the kids if they can just start moving even their eyes around, like just look around more often, look for something that they like, or play a game of closing their eyes and turning and figuring, okay, now when I open my eyes, what am I going to see that I like? Well, I'm looking at my bean plant. I really like my bean plant. And so I look around like this, and if I look up here, I'm going to see a big tree. So you teach the kids that they've got to protect their own consciousness, and they've got to make sure that they're breathing through their noses, slow, deep, hold their breath at the end. That puts more oxygen into their blood and into their brains. And also, if you can start every learning anything by laughing, getting everybody to laugh. And even if it's just, and that's a game I'm going to be teaching later on about, it's called the laughing game. And it's really great for fighting depression and lifting energy and things like that. So you get them laughing and you get them making sounds. Kids make sounds. Have you ever noticed they're really loud? Most of them. And it's like you say to them, okay, everybody, let's yell. Whoa! Ha! Get them to imitate animal sounds. Arr, arr, arr. Anything to get the energy going. And, tell the kid, if the kid's is finding it difficult, tell the kid to just get up and jump around. Like wave their arms, do anything to get the energy moving. Put their arms straight up in the air and hold them there as long as they can. And that'll build energy. And it's just like, the smaller the kid, the more break they have to have the opportunity to take. Maybe the kid doesn't want to do it. That's fine. The kid doesn't have to do it. If the kid wants to keep focused and is getting a good riff of focusing going, then let him focus. This whole thing about school teaching compliance, schools should teach independence. It should teach autonomy. Should teach kids how to get whatever they want. Like if you want something, make some money. If you don't know how to make money, figure out how you can get some help making money, aside from being a beggar. And I just run across so many people, and they've lost their curiosity, they've lost their humor, they've lost their ingenuity. And we've got to help kids find that again. And this crazy thing that everybody's got to learn the same stuff at the same time, it's nuts. That's not how kids learn. It's better to say to a kid, in my opinion, it's better to say to a kid, everybody's got to learn something. What do you want to learn? And the kid will say, well, I want to learn how to play ball hockey better. Okay, great. How are you going to learn how to play ball hockey together? And you make it a problem for the kid to solve and for the kid to realize that he can ask people. There was once a kid by the name of Alan Steiner who got really interested in astrology. And he was way ahead of me as his teacher. And I said to him, Alan, I don't know, but, here's the Dunlap Observatory. And I was in Toronto. Here's the Dunlap Observatory. And why don't you phone them up and maybe they can answer your question. And ask to talk to the director first. You might get to talk to him. Well, the kid did. He's in grade 6. He phones the Dunlap Observatory, and he phones this guy so many times, the guy starts to like him. And then the guy says, hey, Alan, why don't you get your folks to bring you up here, and I'll run you through with the telescope. And the kid did. And the kid really so he realized that, my God, I want to learn something and I can take responsibility for doing it. So there's some tips, and I'm going to be giving more. And let me know somehow if this is useful and if there's anything you want me to talk about. And what I'm going to talk about in the future are games that kids can play. I'm actually looking for some kids to be an audience to see if I can figure out how to play certain games that I found that kids like. And a tip for the parents that came up the other day, if you have any relatives who are, COVIDed and bored, then just tell them to get permission from the school to Zoom in for this grandparent, we'll say, or aunt or uncle or some cousin, to Zoom in on the call. And then there's the kid, and then the kid can go to them in a private chat room, or the kid can phone them up and say, hey, Grandpa, how do you spell exonerated? I don't know why I used that word, but whatever it is. And so the parents who have to make a living. I mean, this crazy idea of the nuclear family we're really seeing how it doesn't work. You got to come up with an extended family. And it means asking for help, which is now almost un-American, un-Canadian, to ask anybody for help. Oh, my God. But parents, you need help. Come on. Teachers, you need help, so ask. Don't just sit in your victim mode, saying, oh, this is terrible, this is terrible, this is terrible, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. That only makes it harder. So smile and phone somebody up and give up worrying about whether or not you look foolish asking for help, and tell your truth. I'm having difficulty with this Zoom education stuff. I need help. Can you help me? And they'll say, well, I don't know, maybe. What do you want me to do? But have an idea what you want them to do. I want you to answer the kids' questions so I don't have to stop what I'm doing while I'm trying to work at home or something like that. Okay? And the nice thing about this Zoom education is that parents are going to be able, if a parent does have to go and work in the fields or in some kind of store, then you figure out, okay, great, we bring the kid with us. The kid's got the phone or the tablet or something, and the kid can see, I can see, oh, the kid's okay. And then somebody else is, like a grandparent or somebody is answering the questions. So it really is a time to be curious and to be funny and to, God, don't isolate, eh? Okay, so there you go. And that's my gift to you, anybody who's watching this, but especially to Meg and Nick. And I'm going to keep making some more. And I hope you've enjoyed the trees behind me. I live in a wonderful place, and the smoke has lifted enough so I'm able to come outside. And it feels really funny, but I decided to get dressed up as a principal, and I'm wearing my son's tie and a little jacket that I still got. And it feels really nice to come back to education, and I hope that this has been a little useful for you. And that this is making your life easier. And it's making my life easier because I'm bored out of my gourd, frankly. I just have to keep inventing goofy things to keep myself happy. Okay, thank you for watching, and please make your own videos. You've got more gifts to give the world than you can ever imagine. And one of them is be vulnerable. Like, tell your stories. Tell what works for you to make life easier, okay? So, and if you want to send a donation, go to a Patreon site, or I don't know how you can send a donation. I haven't figured that out. And if you feel like you can help me, I've got 100 things. I need somebody to help me with Facebook and Patreon and all these different things. And I have a manager, Kelsey Freeman, but she's pretty busy. So Kelsey and I need some help in making these videos so that, we've got something to do. And we need money. And how does an 82-year-old guy who's disabled in many ways, how does an old man raise some extra bucks? Because, we're a little short of cash because of the COVID stuff, and so's everybody else. We're all suffering. Well, most of us are suffering together. And I think the people that are suffering the most are the people who've got the most. And it must be tough to have a lot of money and know so many people are suffering and not do anything about it, like anything significant, I've got a pal who's a billionaire, and he was telling me how good he felt that he gave $2,000 to a homeless shelter. And I just said to him, I said, maybe 2 million would impress me, but for you, that's a cup of coffee. Come on, you could do better than that. And it may have cost me a friendship. I don't think it did. So carry on, keep calm, smile, laugh. Okay, bye.